Hello friends, welcome to my YouTube channel. So we will continue our series of transactions in MongoDB, and in this video we will be looking at how actually the transaction works, because we have already implemented everything needed to proceed with the transactions. So here I have made a new model, request model. Uh, so this will be all the things, or we will track the request that we are making in this db. Okay, these are actually collections. So the schema is like this, and I have exported the model here, and I will use it here. So let's begin implementing our transactions. I have removed some of the codes from here, the route. You can match it and remove them as well. So first, what we need to do, first of all, we will import the URI of the MongoDB. Okay, so this is the URI of MongoDB. So we will import it here. Okay, here. Okay, now it's fine. So now, first of all, let's create a Mongo client. Mongo client, and we will await Mongoose. Okay, we haven't imported Mongoose as well, and we can import it like this. Mongoose dot connect, and here we will pass the URI. Okay, the next thing we need to do is we will create a session using Mongo client dot start transaction, transaction, not session. Okay, so the session has been started. So now what the next step will be to describe the transaction options. Okay, so this will have certain properties. First we will do read preference. So what is the read preference? So it suggests from where we should get all the data or read the data. Then there is a read concern. So it takes level s2. Here it will be local. So it will read the data from the local server. Then write concern. So it will take W and majority. So when every server has a majority of this value, if everybody agrees to store this value, then only this value will be stored or appended into our database, otherwise it will be aborted. So now again we will create a try catch block here. Try catch block, and here we are going to need a finally block as well. So we will implement it here. So inside try block, what we are going to do, we will start the transaction. So we can write await session dot with transactions. So it would be like this, with transaction would be like this. Inside it we will create a async arrow function. Okay, and here we will give a comma, and here we will take all the transaction options. Okay, this block will be created. Now inside this, what we are going to do, we will start our making our first transaction. Let new, what was it, user request is equal to new user model, and here we will request body, we will pass, it is here, you can see request body we have passed. Now it is done. Now we will implement again a new try and catch block. Okay, so inside this what we are going to do, we will await the and save this new user request inside our database, user database. Okay, and we will pass a session object inside this. Now if any error occurs between this, so we should what do, we should session dot abort transaction. Okay, we should abort transaction here if any error occurs in this try block. Then we can also respond like return rest.send rest.status 400 dot send, or you can write JSON. We will pass an object error here. Transaction aborted due to some error. Okay, now we will come out of this block, and here what we are going to do, we will call the other DB that we have. Let what is it storing? Request tracker. Okay, it is storing the request, so we'll name it just as request tracker. Okay, and we will declare an object. So now what we are going to do, request tracker, inside this we will create a key. Inside this object we will create a key name, and we will put the name of this individual. Okay, whoever is making request body, the name, we will take the value of request, the name key inside request body. Okay, then again we will declare request tracker, and inside this we will create a new object, new key. As you can see here, date of request is there, so we will need to provide date of request as well. So here it will contain date of request, and we can provide a new date. Okay, now this has been done. Now we will save this as well. So let new request tracker equal to new, then request model, and we will pass the request tracker here. Okay, now we will await the what new request tracker dot save. We will save this, and again what we are going to do here, await session dot commit transaction. Okay, without using commit transaction, the value will not be updated in the DBs. Okay, so we have done this, and we will return a response as well to indicate that it was successful. It will contain an object message. What is the message? Request successfully added. Okay, now What if we encounter some error? Then we will pass a 400 and error will be failed to add request. Okay, and here what we are going to do, we will session dot end session we will do here, and from here we will return after ending the session. So I think this was all that was required. Now let's see whether it's working fine or it needs more modification. So we will go here and make a request. Fail to add request. Committed after this and to the client.